Hello and welcome to the 7th video in this series on Python natural language processing. In this video we're going to look at a specific synset. So we looked at synsets, which is a collection of words that are associated with a word and its usage. With synsets, singular, we can dive deeper into the meaning of a specific word, get more information about its context, and do a few other neat things with WordNet methods, which are functions associated with that module in Python. So let's go ahead and get started here. So we'll go from NLTK dot corpus import WordNet as WN. Okay, that's straightforward. We'll get the synsets first of a word. Let's use awesome. So wn dot synsets getting a little too excited here. Synsets and the literal word awesome. Okay, let's see what it is. Okay, great. Now let's look at the specific actually do something a little different. Let's go awesome. Now let's think about what awesome means. It's to be in awe of something. And it can be used as an adjective, as in, this is a really awesome day. It's awesome to learn about natural language processing. So I'm going to go ahead and assume that WordNet has an adjective associated with awesome. So we're going to use the syntax that WordNet uses. So what do we have in that syntax? We have the word, the part of speech being like noun, verb. S here is a satellite adjective, and we have its particular occurrence in that WordNet. So let's do. I'll say syn awesome. And assign it the synset. Now remember, in synsets with an S, we just have to type in the literal word. Now, with a synset, we're referring to a specific word with a given context and meaning, a part of speech. So that's why we need to be specific and use that 3-item syntax. So we'll use awesome. We want to use an adjective. That's a pretty. We can assume that it's a common word and that it's going to have this part of speech adjective, and we'll say the first occurrence. Oh, okay. The reason why that is incorrect is because I needed to put the W in because I need access to the WordNet, and that is a method within that, or an object I should say within that WordNet. Okay. Okay. So that worked. So now we have a synset for awesome. We've seen definition, so we'll go ahead and look at that again. Definition. Inspiring awe or admiration or wonder. So awesome, when we look at the definition, should be reserved for something being in awe, as in recognizing greatness within something. So in addition to definition, we can find examples. So this is pretty neat. We say New York is an amazing city, which doesn't use awesome. However, it shows a different synonym to derive meaning from. The Grand Canyon is an awe-inspiring sight. So these examples here include awesome, but also includes amazing. So that's where this amazing comes from. So that's pretty cool. So why is this the case? Well, the WordNet associates awesome with amazing because they are a type of abstraction. It's a meaning that we associate words to by language. So it's sort of hard to wrap our heads around that, or at least it was for me in the beginning. But if you can imagine a time where we didn't use words, but you could experience something, that would be the category of awesome, which we associate different words with that experience. So that experience itself and the words that associate it are categories of an experience. And we can use the word lemma or lemmas, plural, to understand how we tie a meaning to words, language, sounds and words, really. So let's go ahead, and we have our synset of awesome. Let's look up lemma under bar names. So what do we get for lemma names? Amazing, awe-inspiring, awesome, awful, and awning. So awesome is a category of words that is reserved for the concept of being taken aback. Now, it can have a positive or negative connotation. So awful is a negative connotation of being taken aback from something. Something particularly novel, so unique. Amazing is a positive direction of that meaning, that abstraction. So within this lemma, which is a conceptual experience, for lack of a better term, we have words that we associate with it, and they can have different seemingly conflicting words. However, we have to think of it as an abstraction of a concept, an idea, and that's that abstraction. And what we do in practice and in life and experience is we associate words with this concept, this abstraction, and we give it some direction. So is it good or bad? So in this video we went over Synset, which is a specific instance of a word that has a part of speech and an occurrence within the WordNet, being that number here. For example, in this amazing or in awesome, we use the first instance of that adjective. We can get examples of our synset, and we saw that we have New York is amazing. New York is an amazing city. The awesome complexity of the universe, and we learn more about the word awesome by looking at its lemma names, because it takes us it gives us more insight into the meaning, because the lemma is getting at the root of the abstract concept behind awesome. and we can assign different directions of that word or meanings, as in good or bad. So here, this is pretty cool. We saw how usage can change through these examples, and we went over these three methods that can help us understand. And there's different levels of understanding. Lemma being the highest, most general, the most abstract, and definitions and examples bringing us down to earth to use in daily life and language when we're trying to explain things. This typically happens quite naturally in conversation. When I say the sky looks awesome, that typically, in context, you would first guess that that's a great sky. It's not a awful sky. So a little bit of culture factors into this, and that's the hard part about, or the difficulties in natural language processing is the computer has no idea. It has these lemmas that we can work with to start narrowing down context, but we would have to build in this interpretation. And that's why WordNet and Synset and Synsets can be useful in determining context.